Jumbo, fellow adventurers, round two on Facebook. I don't know what happened, but it conked out mid broadcast. So I'm coming back at you with another installment of a spiritual tune up geared to entrepreneurs. Whether you're thinking about it, starting it up, a veteran, I've got some insights for you that I think you're going to like with a metaphysical twist. So the questions have been pouring in. Please ask your questions below under this video today and or on Instagram if that's where you're watching. And your question could be my talking point tomorrow or later in the week. All right, so the first question, Mike, acceleration. What do you do when it seems like nothing you do makes your business grow? How long do you hang on? Is this a sign from the divine? What should I do? I know too well how long it can seem that it's taking when you're starting up a great big dream, because you've got the champagne caviar vision, partying on top of the mountain, and it's just like, week after week, month after month, it's just like flatline. This happened when Mom Andy and I were doing the t-shirt business in 1989. Holy cow. And for the first year, I got zero as a paycheck. Year! And I had left a career at Price Waterhouse as a tax consultant. I was like, biggest mistake of my life. And then year two, I made $24,000. Year three, we were $1 million company with $1 million sales back to back to back to back. And when things started working, it was like, that didn't take long. But in the interim, it felt like it wasn't happening. Fast forward to the 10-year anniversary of that company, we liquidated, and I began my career teaching, writing, and speaking. And for 2 years, I would drive by my mom's house in the middle of the day on a work day and bum cigarettes off of her and tell her, lament, when's my life going to take off? What happened to the damn magic? What happened to thoughts become things? Because that was my buzzwords back in the 1990s. And then wouldn't you know, by year three, I'm on a world tour. I'm selling products, an audio program. I then get invited to speak in The Secret. I self-publish books, and then Simon & Schuster comes along and gives me an offer I cannot refuse. It's like, it blew up. And again, I'm suddenly thinking like, wow, this didn't take long. This is for what I got. The payoff was out of this world. It was like, wow, I would have waited a lifetime for the life that I was living 17 years ago, and it's only gotten better ever since. So how do you keep the faith during those initial years that feel like decades? I've got 3 things to tell you. Number 1, keep busy. Keep busy. If you run out of stuff to do because there's no clients, make stuff up. Try new stuff. Number 2, be flexible. Diversify. Knock on new doors. We started out as a t-shirt company. By the end, we were selling coffee mugs and shot glasses and greeting cards and posters and you name it. That's what our t-shirt business evolved into. And it evolved into what I do now. Writing, speaking, and teaching on the nature of reality. So just get going, diversify, busy, diversify, and number 3, enjoy. Enjoy. I have so often looked back to those initial years in both of those ventures, and I remember myself so stressed out because things weren't growing. I thought I made the biggest mistake of my life. What have I gotten myself into? What's wrong with me? But by staying the course, by keeping busy, by applying myself all the way, that enabled the universe to connect all these dots represented by my baby steps, and the masterpiece has taken my breath away. So that's how you accelerate. Number 2, Mike, how to get over marketing reluctance. Very few of us are naturally braggadocious, if that's the right word. We don't like bragging. We don't like saying, I'm so good. My services are the best. Don't you want to try my frisbee and my hula hoop? Mine are better than everybody's. Nobody needs to market and advertise that way. But as I learned from professional speakers back in the day, 20 years ago, it is one of your greatest responsibilities to tell your audiences, your clients, your customers, who you are and what you offer. And those in the audience who are lit up, and there will be many, by your message, your vibration, your je ne sais quoi, they will be so grateful to discover that you've got a book, an audio program, and the things they want to know. They want to know. They deserve to know. They've left their home. They've put their kids in daycare so that they could spend a day with you in a workshop, or they went to the mall and bought your products or your flowers or your services. They deserve to know all that you have to offer. And when you look at it that way, it becomes a no-brainer, and it's much easier to market and advertise yourself. You're doing it for those who want to know more. There will always be the others in the audience who are like, would you shut up? You're so full of yourself. You need to get off of your cloud. I have been accused of all of those things. But I finally learned that I wasn't there for those folks. And no matter what I would have done, they were going to fade away anyway. You owe your fans a full explanation of what you have to offer, and let it be fun to share that story because you love what you do. Number 3, how am I monetizing? How is Mike Dooley monetizing these broadcasts? Oh, that's a good one. Sometimes, based on your own needs and desires and resources, you go for the long haul, and not everything is about making the bucks. Although, if you've paid attention to what's happened on the internet since its inception going mainstream in the late 1990s, it is the companies that offer the most and best and highly valued free stuff that are the absolute wealthiest. Google, the best search engine ever. People flock to that free search engine, which costs them billions ultimately to develop. And they make no money on their search engine. But then you buy some hardware, some storage space, a Google phone, all their other services, and they are rich. Facebook, same thing. Wikipedia, different business model. The folks who offer core stuff that they're passionate about attract masses exponentially on the internet. And so I stumbled into that business model that Harvard now calls the dream business model for this millennium: a free service on the internet. That's your mainstay. That's your heart and soul. And then optional purchases for those who want more. Those who want more will be a small percentage, but they will be enough to carry the day. I started out sending out emails for free from Mike. Not too popular, but that evolved into Notes from the Universe. Very popular. That platform enabled me to sell audio programs, world tour tickets, and all that I now memberships, everything. And to this day, Notes from the Universe is still free. Now, though, there's 930,000 subscribers. That's exactly what I'm doing with these spiritual tune-ups. I am doing them for free. I appreciate the stars and the shares, and I encourage them. It's a little uncomfortable for me to do that. And I don't know where this is going. I'm not attached. And I always advocate, don't attach to this path, that path, or the other. Attach to abundance. Attach to joy. Attach to being an entrepreneur. But don't say an entrepreneur that does this. I'm going to be an entrepreneur, provide for myself and my family, and I'm going to try that and try that and try that, and I'm going to be flexible, and I'm going to stay busy. I'm going to be agile. That's how you do it, and it's truly easy because you live in a world where you are pushed on to greatness every single day. Your thoughts become things. You have the gift of the gods. If you want to be an entrepreneur, try it out. You don't have to be dramatic about it. You don't have to quit your day job, as I shared yesterday. You don't have to scare yourself, although it might be pushing your comfort zone. And while it's probably one of the easiest ways to make a fortune, that doesn't mean that there won't be trying and difficult moments. It's just an easier way than other ways, but it still has its moments. You deserve it. If you're thinking about it, knock on that door. More about being an entrepreneur later this week. I've got other questions. I didn't get to, Mike, how do I recover from a bankruptcy and get my enthusiasm and optimism back? I haven't been there, but I have been close. So I'm going to share on that, and I'm going to answer your questions that you post below right now, and I'm also going to be reading some of the other questions from yesterday that I haven't gotten to yet. So thanks for letting me do this. Who knows where we're going? Have an amazing Wednesday. All the best. Tally ho. Winnie, Anna Marie, Mina, and Ron. See you tomorrow.